and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Wildcat Way Show. I'm Carrie E. Valance.
And I'm Kendall Lumpkins. Welcome to our newly dropped episode of the Wildcat Way Show, a show in which we hope encourages and inspires all who are watching on our YouTube and or podcast.
Now, today's episode, being the first episode of the month of February, is going to be about love, and more specifically about expressing your love and the benefits that it can bring. Now, in doing research for this topic and thinking about what we wanted to talk about, I actually came across a bunch of research papers and articles that researchers have found that expressing positive feelings for others have actual health benefits to it. Like it can lower your blood pressure, lower stress, build a stronger immune system, which I thought was so interesting. And it's all because like the chemicals in your brain have a reaction whenever you say, you know, I appreciate you, I love you, thank you for what you do for me. That a lot of times, if you're an empathetic person, which most of us are, it helps make that person feel good and helps make yourself feel good as well.
And so, Carrie, I was blown away at the fact that that was an actual thing.
Yeah.
But I can actually see how that makes a difference, because I try to go out my way to be uplifting and encouraging and inspiring and telling people thank you, telling my wife and my kids I love them. Like, I do this often. Like, my friends, I got homeboys that's like, man, this dude kind of weird, but I do that. Like, hey, man, I really appreciate our friendship. I really, really appreciate what you bring to my life. And I just feel better about doing that. And I wouldn't want to know what the other side of that felt like, because the negativity, the Debbie Downer, the person with the attitude all the time, I think that would cause more stress and anxiety than anything, right, to bring you down if you don't have that outlet to be able to express how you feel and other people express it back to you too.
Right, and I think that's such an important point, because people that have a negative outlook on things are usually negative people, right? So that makes total sense once you really think about it. If you, like you said, go out of your way or just make the decision to say, you know what, today I'm going to tell the people that help me or that can help me be successful in my day and in my life that I appreciate them and I thank them for their time and I thank them for their guidance and their help. That is just, I feel like that is an uplifting thing for both parties. So it's just a mutually beneficial aspect of it.
So, I mean, it just, I guess for us, because it comes natural, and I don't want to say come natural as if we don't have to work at this, but it's like, if you saw Kendall or Carrie like down, you would know something was wrong. If you saw me frowning and walking around campus with this look on my face. And so for me, I think that it just makes more sense to express that love, to give it, right? And that type of stuff has impacted my life. When I think about the people, my mentors and people that I value, the people that I really have in my life, just to get a text from them from time to time saying, I appreciate you, telling me they love me, telling me they thank me for what I did or how I showed up and how I helped out. Like, that stuff really, really matters. And I'm thinking that there are more people in the world that needs to hear this than we really know. Like, people are really struggling. People really want to know that somebody cares, want to know that somebody's in their corner. And to me, this is like, it don't cost nothing to be this way. I think it's very costly to be the other way. Absolutely.
And you know what's so crazy? You said, like, you know, it could really make a difference in somebody's lives, especially in this time. You know, it's almost been a full year that we've been dealing with this pandemic. People these days are a lot feeling like the lowest they've ever felt, right? So if you can do something to help alleviate that and to help give somebody, you know, an upbeat thought in their head just for a moment in time, you don't know that way that can drastically change the course of their day. And it's kind of like that, the reactionary effect that it has. If you say a kind word to someone, they in turn will say a kind word to someone else. That can be make a huge impact in our world.
And so it's like pay it forward, right? So you ever been in the car line, or not the car line, but at the drive-through at a restaurant or a fast food place, and somebody pays for your meal, right? You got the money, so you like, hold on, let me pay for somebody else's meal. And I think that's the way love works. But the crazy thing about it is negativity works the same way. It's contagious. And so I just want to be a light. I just want to be somebody that my wife and my kids know that they can go to if they're having a bad day. Hey, let's talk. I'm here for you, right? My son may make a mistake and he may do something at the house and he got tears in his eyes, but hey, man, daddy still love you, like daddy's here for you, because I don't want to be that person that causes more drama, more anxiety, more foolishness to your life. So I just made a decision to be the uplifter, to be the encourager, to be the person that don't mind expressing expressing love, because I don't care what you do, how much money you have, where you work, or what that looks like on the outside. We all have struggles. We all have something going on in our life, and love wins. Love is the answer. Love is the cure to a whole bunch of stuff that we see in our life.
And you know what's so crazy? I remember learning this in high school, that it takes 47 muscles in your face to smile and like over 200 muscles to frown.
Wow.
So wouldn't you like want to work smarter instead of harder and just use like a few muscles to share a smile with somebody instead of all those muscles to frown? I just think that there's so many benefits, right, to just divulging to other people your feelings and your thoughts. And if you can help share that love and that respect and that admiration to somebody else, that's going to make you feel good. Like, doesn't it feel nice at the end of the day?
To know you're helping somebody.
Yeah, or just with their children. You know, at nighttime, I love it when I'm able to say, "Good night, Jonah, I love you, go to bed," and my son goes to sleep with a smile on his face. That makes me feel good, you know? And you can do that with your friends, like with your dorm mate or with your teammate. Like, you know, at the basketball team, "Dude, you had a great game tonight. I love you for being my teammate. Thank you so much." That's an awesome way to live your life and to show respect for your fellow Wildcats and your teammates, just to encourage them and tell them that you appreciate them and that you love them.
And so, Carrie, I think the biggest challenge that we face when it comes to that is a person's upbringing or their background.
Yeah.
Right? So when you hadn't been able to express your love or had it expressed to you in a certain way, this could come off kind of funny. This could come off kind of like, I wonder why he's like that. Like, why he always laughing and upbeat. And it's because I just chose to make a decision to be different than where I come from and not be negative, because I realized that this benefit pays off. The people that have invested in me, the people that have showed me that they believed in me whenever I didn't have enough courage to believe in myself. They loved me whenever I wasn't as lovable as I may be today, right? So that stuff made a difference in my life. And so many of our young people, I think they come to campus and they come from bad environments, they come from places like that, and what we want to try to pull from them is, hey, we know where you come from, we know what that's like, but here at the at PRCC, the Wildcat Way, the way we do stuff, we gonna love you, we gonna hug on you, we gonna treat you right, we gonna show that we care genuinely about the person. Right?
Absolutely. And what we want more than anything else is to make a positive and beneficial impact to our students here. And we want our students and our just everybody in our Wildcat family, whether you're a former student, a current student, a member of our staff or faculty that works here, all we want is for everybody to be happy and successful and joyous, and to continue to share the positivity and all the great things that it means to be a member of the Wildcat family. And I think, just like you said, a lot of our students, you know, we come from a very diverse background. We have a really great mixed cultural background here at our campus. But the one thing that we all hold as true is our culture of the Wildcat Way, right? And so we just want to make sure that we're sharing that with everyone, and with everyone that we come in contact with feels that from us all the time.
Yeah, and Carrie, I think it's strong that we're talking about this, especially, you know, Valentine's Day right around the corner, because I think loving yourself makes a difference, right? And we've talked about this on several shows back, but you have to love yourself first. And for me, it's easier to give it when I got it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's hard for me to give something I don't have. And I think that's the biggest struggle, or one of the biggest hurdles too, is that some people don't even know what love is. Some people come from places that all they've heard is negativity. All they heard is you'll never be anything. All they heard is, oh, you're not pretty enough, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, right? And these were supposed to be people that said they love you, people that say they cared about you. So for me, I'm like, man, if I love myself enough, I could give Carrie that. I could give my wife and my kids and everybody on this campus that, because I love me enough, right? To be able to say, hey, I don't need anybody else's approval, so I'm able to give this out because I love me first. And I think if you start there, especially around this time, because there's a lot of people that ain't gonna get no flowers, right? that won't do that, but that don't mean you're not loved. That don't mean people don't care about you. That may just mean that you're trying to get it from the wrong place. And I think that's really, really important, because now that I'm at a place in my life where I love me, it's easier for me to give it, because I love me enough to where my cup is not running on empty whenever I'm trying to help other people out.
And that's kind of tough for a lot of kids, especially kids the college age to kind of wrap their mind around, right? Like they're coming from high school, they're like, oh, everything's great, like I have a great life, I'm here on campus for the first time, it's wonderful. And then reality kind of sets in, and they start meeting new people, and they're out of like their comfort zone and into this whole new thing. And what you have to keep in mind is so is everyone else. Everybody else is stepping on campus, you know, for the first time at some point and meeting new people. Even when we started working here, like I didn't know anybody before I started working here, and now I have this wonderful family that I get to come work with every day, and I get to see the students here on campus, and I get to call them by name when I get to know them. You know, everybody starts out fresh. And like you said earlier, you have to make the decision to do it in a positive way, right? Even if you come from a background and you didn't grow up hugging, saying I love you, given the positive reinforcement that you probably needed, now is the time that you can make that choice and say, you know what? I'm going to talk to my dorm mate, I'm going to talk to my suite mates, I'm going to put my positive foot forward and tell them that I care, that I appreciate them, that I love them, that I respect them, and then you in turn will get that from them as well.
And Carrie, then you talk about impact, right? The impact that the love and expressing the love of the people that have had on my life, on your life, like the reason why I'm so honored or indebted to the people that come before me, because I don't think that they knew what they were doing for me at the time. Whenever they showed me unconditional love, whenever they were committed to Kendall, even whenever I didn't know the direction of my life, right? And so I'm talking about I work in, and if you listen to people's story, they never talk about money. Somebody that retired from a career here at Pearl River Community College, or they've been working here for 25 plus years, I guarantee they talk about the people that have made an impact on their life.
Absolutely.
They talk about the people of that moment when they were struggling and they were down and out, and somebody came by their side and helped them along the way. Like that stuff really makes a difference. And because I can remember this like vividly, I remember it when my son was born. I remember every person that called to make sure I was good. When my son was in the hospital for 3 months. Like that meant something to me. And it let me know that, man, there were really people out here that really cared. Everybody wasn't negative. It's just the certain crowds that you come from or think that make you think that everybody's toxic, make you think that nobody really cares about people for real. So those people were instrumental in my life, right? So I think that impact is a big thing, because what I don't want to do with my life, I would hate to get to the end of my life and realize I didn't help somebody while I was here. I didn't love hard. I didn't help people when I could. I didn't make a positive impact. I want somebody to say, man, I was better because Kendall lived. Kendall made a difference in my life, and it helped me to overcome a hurdle. So that's what I am to these students. That's what I try to be to the staff or anybody that would allow me to be that, because I know how important it was whenever I didn't have it in my life.
And then isn't it so beneficial for everyone then, right? Because I'm sure now, as you've grown and as you've matured and you're just becoming more and more successful, your mentors and the people that you looked up to for guidance, they're so proud of what they've seen you accomplish. So then you in turn want to share that guidance with some of our younger generation and say, you know, it's up to you to make the choice to be a joyous, joyful, positive person, and you can do that. And it's crazy just how your life can really change by living that type of truth within yourself. If you say, you know what, I'm going to approach each day in the most positive way that I can. If I have a hurdle, I'm going to jump it. If there's something like that's troubling me, I'm going to go to it head on and try to break it down and get the best positive outcome that I can. Then you automatically gain that positivity and love within your heart, and then you can share it with others. And it's just you making the decision in your head to do so. And
Carrie, what I think happens so much is you mentioned the hurdles. I think some people don't think that exists in our lives.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Right? So they think, they're just always happy. Like, what? Do you not know what I had to go through just to get to this place today? Right. So everything is not always peaches and cream. It's just, but I have a choice in the matter to say, how am I going to attack this? Like, how am I going to let this affect my life? And so this is the crazy thing. And so I had this thought yesterday, and it was crazy. Like, so you know how you can have a relationship with somebody and they'll just distance themselves from you? And it don't necessarily mean that that person is acting funny.
Right.
It just means that they may be struggling with something at that time, and it may be hard for them to entertain or be around other people. And for me, and I'm saying this to say, I would much rather you pull back from me if you can't handle a place in your life than to bring it on me and affect my life too, and I had nothing to do with it. That's right. So my problems are not your issue. Right. And so many people don't have the capacity to say, well, I'm having an issue at home, but don't bring it to work. Don't bring it to the classroom. Don't bring it to your suite mates. Don't bring it to your team, right? Because it's not their problem.
Right. Sometimes though, and I feel like I am guilty of this a lot, I get in my head and I start thinking, oh, they didn't tell me that they've loved me or they appreciated me in the past few days. They must not love me and appreciate me anymore. You have to like not let yourself think like that. Like, no, I think they're just doing other things, or they're just focusing maybe on their families. You know, maybe a mother is ill or they're taking care of their sister, whatever, something like that. Don't let like small little negative thoughts creep in. We're human, it happens.
Exactly.
But you have to think in your head, reality check, it's not all about me. I cannot make everything so, negative in my head. I'm going to look at it as, you know what, maybe they're working harder and trying to better a different aspect of their lives, so they just don't have enough time. But that's where it also comes in. It could be beneficial to you if you make the time to just reach out to your suite mate and say, hey, listen, I'm taking like 5 classes this semester, so I'm going to be out of the room or in the library a lot, but I just want you to know I appreciate everything that you do for me. Nothing's going to hurt to do that, at least. It's going to help you in the long run.
And then it shows consideration for them.
Right.
It lets them know that you're considering them enough to let them know where you are in your life, in this space in your life, to where that they don't have to be in their head because you didn't have a conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think so many times, so many people just, oh, well, they'll get it, they'll figure it out on their own. But it's good to have a conversation. It's good to talk, right? Because I'm real big on consideration. I'm real big on, hey, making sure that I'm considering other people, and I sometimes almost want people to do the same for me. But then I also have to pull back and think like everybody's not wired like me. Everybody's not going to do what I do. And you have to also trust the goodwill of the people that you're around, right?
That's it. I
don't think people are intentionally out to get me and gonna hurt me, not the people that I love or care about. So when you let them have that much grace and say, okay, I understand this is where you are in your life, and it's not necessarily against me, it's just you're trying to handle your own part.
Right, and so that's why it's so important to be vocal, right? And to, like, for this express it. And because it's a mutuality effect, right? You're both going to benefit. You're going to feel good about saying it, and you know that they're going to feel better from hearing it, right? So that's all we wanted to share today, just to share your love, share your joy. It can make a huge impact on someone, and it can definitely make an impact on the way you're feeling. And from the research, we found out it could actually benefit your health, which is very cool. And I think it's something that you can really focus on, especially during these times.
And Carrie, one thing I also wanted to add too is like we're at a place in our lives where many of us, we've never seen this, right?
Right, yeah.
We've never seen the pandemic. We've never seen so much division in the world. Because a lot of it, we were so busy, we didn't get a chance to see it. But now that we're at home, we got a chance to see it. And just be the person, right, that you would need in this moment. Like, don't go out and add to the drama, add to the negativity, like, because so many people are hurting, so many people are in their heads. So at this time of the year, this month, right, the month of love, we got Valentine's Day, whatever that looks like in your own personal life, like, man, just show love. Be there for people, love, respect people, and I think it'll work out good for you on the other side.
Yes, for everyone. All right, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Wildcat Way Show. Be sure to follow all of our social media accounts and to subscribe to our YouTube channel and listen to all of our podcasts. It's available anywhere you listen to podcasts, on iTunes, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Spotify. Share the love, share the joy, share the positivity, live your life in the Wildcat way, pride, respect, class, and character, and we will see you next time.